songs make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes slams. Let's go. Prerogative. Mix the lyrics like the bass with the treble. Take a deep breath, getting funky as my lungs release a solid rhyme. Cause on the slack it. Never stop, so I continue on. With the first word is right where it's born. I made your imperfection out of indulgent fantasy. Take a mile and it's gone. So be like me. So listen closely, approach me. Suckers mostly. Those who try to treat me like greater than toast me impossible. I cut a sucker in small chunks, make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes slams. I'm low. Prerogative. Closely, approach me. Suckers mostly. Those who try to treat me like greater than toast me impossible. I cut a sucker in small chunks, make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes slams. Let's go. Prerogative. On a mission, kicking knowledge on a different level. Mix the lyrics like the bass with the treble. Take a deep breath, getting funky as my lungs release a solid rhyme. Cause the scriptures on the slack it. Never stop, so I continue on. With the first word is right where it's born. I made your imperfection out of indulgent fantasy. Take a mile and it's gone. So be like me. So listen closely, approach me. Suckers mostly. Those who try to treat me like greater than toast me impossible. I cut a sucker in small chunks, make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes slams. I'm low. Prerogative. So listen closely, approach me. Suckers mostly. Those who try to treat me like greater than toast me impossible. I cut a sucker in small chunks, make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes.
Oh, what is up, guys? Here we are live with another episode of CK101. Got our second week now. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. All-Star Game happened last week. A lot of crazy results from Syllabus week. If you're looking at ECRC, you've seen some really interesting 4v4v4 scrims as well. So really excited to get into this eventually. How are we all doing today? I know I got a lot of stuff going on right now, but I know school is coming back in for a lot of the community. If people aren't already moved in or already starting classes, they're definitely going in, I think, next week, maybe the week later. Actually, hold on, I didn't realize that was up as high as it was. Oops. Yeah, I didn't realize that was as high as up. My bad. Oh, good. Thank you for the notice, though. But yeah, got a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna... Yo, Angle, also in chat. Shout out to Moravian boys. Gotta get the Moravian reps as well, getting in here. So, also gonna turn my mic up a bit. Getting a new mic, I think, soon, so that'll be fun. So I don't have to wear a headset the entire time. But yeah, a lot of crazy stuff going on. Angle appearance, yeah. If you haven't already, followed Angle on Twitch, you should. Angle streams like on occasion, and we'll probably be streaming a bit more often, from what I've known. At least just to get some VOD reviews up, which would be really nice, just to make things easier for us, both at Moravian and at OF. But yeah, I think I'll save news for a bit later. I do want to eventually get into that though, because bit of breaking news, which is kind of a big update, but evil left angle is the right angle. Honestly though, that's so true. So I think, okay, my computer, do not die on me. That was scary for a sec. Aside from that, I think it's time. Let's just get into it right now. I think we're gonna head up the All-Star game. Then we'll go into Syllabus week. Syllabus week had a crazy amount of results. Then we'll go talk some scrims. Maybe for board, I'll also drop like a way too early Hall of Fame discussion. Who makes it into the college MK Hall of Fame? As if like this community's more than like a year old. And then we'll go, I don't know, Duck Life. We'll see. We'll see. But first of all, let's finally get in. Let's talk about the All-Star game. So, last Friday night, Team Bo and Team 6, after a crazy draft class, finally got around to doing in. I'm the John Madden, honestly. That is probably how I will get in if I do get in. This is gonna be the hardest table I've ever had to go over, just because there are like what, 24, 26 players. And I actually have to like split screen of this. So okay, Team Bo wins 1007 to 961 against Team 6, actually better known as Six's blue haired liberals. Plus 46 difference in favor of Team Bo. Take a look at the results. Golden, who played 18 races, got a 137, and then everyone else, okay, with minus a few DCs and Fishy only playing 6. Trying to be humble here. I can't guarantee anything here. I don't know who's on the committee for voting. We haven't decided this at all. We'll talk about more of that later on the stream, though. So, Greg, 129. Solution from Alabama, 113. Forgot to mention Greg is from TTU. Angle from Moravian, 106. Lunch Tray from Kutztown, 99. Rhino Bites from Oklahoma, 74. Franken from Iona, 65. JWT from Oklahoma, 61. That Big Brown Boy from Oklahoma as well, 58. Bo from Kutztown, 57. Baja from Moravian, 56. Fitchy from UA, 49. And CPU from whatever college it wants to be from. Total of 3 points in 2 races. Meanwhile, from Team 6, got 6 himself with a 128 coming out of UA. Cairo from UCLA, the 119. Short from Michigan, 114. Isaiah from Morgan State, 111. Creo from UAH, 89. Rumble, 76, coming out of Oklahoma. Goji from Iona, 74. Lemons from UNI, 74. Obsidia, Morgan State, 60. I don't know. Michigan State, 59. Atherolite from UAH, got a 32. And Coach from U Cincinnati, 25. Rumble mention as well. Yeah, shout outs to the Rumble mention again. Also for them putting their name in the All-Star game as mentioned. That was hilarious. For every bit, it's a Rumble mention. That's hilarious. Because this is gonna be... We're gonna potentially have a lot more of those mentions coming up. But overall, one heck of an All-Star game. I think that was just a really great exhibition to have. And I was super happy with the product we turned out. The first quarter, honestly, you saw Team Bo get onto a lead like immediately. They just had their foot on the gas right from the beginning. And I think them jumping out to that lead early on really made it easy for them to like get this win towards a while, because they were up pretty big within like the third quarter. Even by the first half, you saw them get massive races on a lot of things. Like the Trainbow pick, I don't know if that was first or second quarter, but massive. If I remember right, there was blow after blow from like DK Mountain, another course, and then Trainbow. And by the end of the first quarter, Team Bo had a massive lead. Shoutouts to a lot of the players who played insanely well. Lunch Tray and Angle from Bo being inserted into the starting lineup did wonders. And then you had Golden and Fitchy also putting in work. And then Bo and Baja. There's just a lot of great play from Team Bo in the first quarter. And then from Six's team, Short and Isaiah to put up great numbers as well. Really, everyone here played up insane. And you saw some great character variety as well. After with the Bowser, that was something I wasn't expecting. Then you see their teammate Creo, who we had POV for on quarters 2 and 3, rocking the Funky Kong. Really fun stuff to watch overall. Also, poor Creo, because remember seeing them get absolutely carded at the beginning of quarter 3, which not fun to see at all, but makes for great content at least. And speaking of content, there's content galore because of how many different streams we had. Just having all the POVs and and I got a chance to watch a couple of them, not only because of that was the things we got to watch as a caster, but also just getting to watch like some of them like in my own time, like watching Franken's with the face cam and everything. That was fun as heck. Seeing Fitchy's POV, the Boog Lake Masterclass on quarter 1, great. Got to see Angle's boomerang clutch at the end of Weibo. All fun. I realize that's all Team Bo stuff, but yeah, Team Bo comes out on top just amazing play overall. But you go into like the second quarter and like there was some crazy stuff. 6 almost with a perfect quarter, almost getting 80 points. Really, if minus a rang at the end of Weibo, 6 would have gotten like a perfect 6 races, which would have been insane. Like, that's honestly crazy. And really, after that, what else do you do? Just doing so much there. Yeah, because you see like 77, like really, when you get 90-point quarters, that's just horrifyingly scary. But yeah, great stuff overall, and we had a lot of great content from the All-Star game. It was like really happy to see all this, because yeah, it's not often we get a chance to have players from different colleges play with each other. And for some, this is an experience to see players you don't necessarily get to watch very often. Like UAH has gone very under the radar, but we got to see Creo actually play. We got to see Ather. We got to see Coach from U Cincinnati make their CKL debut in a team setting, which was really cool. Then you got to see a lot of like other amazing plays happening, like Greg's POV in quarter 4. Oh, that was a beauty to watch for a lot of it. And quarter 4 was close. While Team Bo had a massive lead after quarter 3, you could tell that Six's team, with the lineup of like, what was it, 6, Cairo, Short, Isaiah, and then Lemons, and I don't know, that's just an insane group to have at that moment. And really made for a lot of insane plays, and you can tell, I remember Greg saying, like, at the end, like, Team 6 made it really hard for Greg to really make a difference. And like, how many times Greg had to ask for Shock to be pulled, because really, it was harsh. But it was just a little bit too little, too late. And in the end, Team Bo wins with a 46 difference. Probably, if we're gonna go MVPs of the All-Star game, first of all from Team Bo, it's gotta be Greg, 129, and with a 79 third quarter. That's the record so far for the first ever All-Star game, assuming we keep format and all that, which who knows if we do or not. But for Team 6, the captain himself, Fox Girl, Elephant 6-2, will drop with that 77-second quarter, basically like dragging his team to like competition. Shoutouts to Bo for hopping into chat, just talking about how well you drafted a team, how well you made your lineup, as well as you got a chance to see this amazing group here. One more chance for Bo to like look at the amazing team that they drafted and just go in here. Yo, that shout out that big brown boy as well. That event was so fun. You know, I'm happy to hear it. I was very worried that the All-Star game would kind of become a mess, and I won't lie, some of it was scuffed up. We did have stream die in the beginning at like LA Laps, because we were streaming at I didn't realize we had stream at 1440 when MK only runs at 1080, because you know, underpowered console, let's go. But hey, Switch 2, maybe we'll be fine. Runs at like what, PS4 level in handheld mode, which is cool, I guess. Maybe we'll get that. But hey, happy to hear that the event was very fun, and hopefully we're gonna have something like this again in the future. So for those who don't know, the All-Star game format, it was very dependent based on who was available and who was the number of captains we had. Because we had, 24 players, 2 of them wanted to be captains. This was the best way to do it. If we get like 48 players, or like 4 people want to be captains next time, we can have like a single elimination tournament, pretty much. That could be a way we could do it. So yeah, the All-Star game probably won't always be like this, but for what we had, I think it was a good time. It was really fun. Also, shoutouts to Baja Bus Lover from Moravian for hopping on the mic with me, and Wumbo as well from Moravian for running stream. Baja especially has never commentated before, and now after talking with them afterwards, they really want to get into like commentary, and I think that's really cool. So expect to see Baja maybe on CKL for like maybe prime times if no one else is available, or if we're looking for other commentators. Maybe see them in ECRC if they're commentating. Yeah, Moravian Sleep. Also, Baja's probably going to be commentating at the next Moravian land, named pending, because Nintendo is Nintendo and will probably fight me for trying to call it the Cyberhound Cup, because Cyberhound is related to Moravian, and I don't want it to be labeled as a school tournament and run the risk of everything going to hell. So that's a story for another day. We'll have like maybe an episode dedicated to the Moravian land. Whenever the big college lands are coming up, we're probably going to have like something going over for that, because I'm planning on going to Super Road Rage, which is in April, held at McDaniel. I know Arizona's planning on hosting something as well in March, end of March, I want to say. And then Kutztown, I'm assuming is planning another like avalanche or like whatever they're gonna call it. So it's a very good semester for our lands, and we just came off of Catalyst too. Shout outs to the players from Peach State who played in there. You got like Spoon, Alexitone, Wisp. Wisp played with Knight. Spoon and Lexitone played together, I think. Yeah, Spoon and Lexitone played in the same room as same lobby, I think, at one point as JP Givner and Michael, I think. So that was really fun stuff. Really happy to see that. A lot of great stuff. Hopefully, maybe whenever there's another big land. I don't know how many of the college community is going to MomoCon, but if a bunch of them go, maybe we'll do the CKL meetup. I know that CCA, the college Splatoon community, they do meetups all the time at LAN. So maybe we'll figure out a way to get these like meetups happening. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, we can move on to syllabus week right now. Actually, let me check on something. Ravian stays on top. So this is let's drop some news here. So, for those who don't know, Oklahoma has allegedly made a move. Not only, and you can see the results of the move happening like immediately because, as we will talk about, they had an amazing upsets in first round. But I guess it's also time to mention that this is now a thing. Effective as of earlier this week, I am now coaching 2 teams. So this is going to be fun. Because now I'm like helping out with Oklahoma and all that. You could say that's just the Rumble connection. Rumble being mentioned again, actually. But this could be fun. Gonna be helping out with Oklahoma MK. So yeah, Oklahoma lands a more another Rumble mention is gonna lead to a bit. I just realized how this is gonna work. So this will be fun. But yeah. Oklahoma. Yeah. OU spicy, kind of not really. I'm not gonna play with Oklahoma. I'm still in Pennsylvania, Jersey for like as far as I know. Unless I end up moving, which is very possible. But yeah, because of having teammates connected and like starting to really help out. I really wanted to help out with Oklahoma just to get something UA spicy. Yeah, that was the time. That did happen. There is proof of that actually as well. If you check the Moravian server, you check my Twitter actually, there is UA spicy on there. So, but now OU, you got MCH spicy, OU spicy. There is evidence of UA spicy. So, but yeah, it's great. I got another thing. OU MCH OF spicy. Also WEE for my 200 team, Six Flags Great Adventure, who is also and we have a new member on our team actually. I don't play on Six Flags like at all because I am terrible at 200. But shoutouts to Munch for passing trial and being one of the members of Six Flags Great Adventure. Assuming we're still calling it that, I think the plan was to name it after a different theme park. We have another member as well, but I just really wanted to shout out Munch because Munch is cool. We have another. Oh, you added them? Nice. But yeah, shout out to the people at Six Flags. Big shout out to Ant, who, if people don't know, Ant is basically one of the secret founding fathers of college Mario Kart, and no one is going to recognize that because they never played in CKL and are no longer in the MK University server. But Ant is such a big influence on like what college Mario Kart is now. So congrats honestly, and shout outs to them. But yeah, so that's the big news. Oklahoma lands a coach. It's also funny because it has led to what has now, I guess, being labeled as a divorce for me. So yeah, you can tell the rift between Nox and I has got so bad that I have to go coach a new team because Nox and I just like, oh, split up. Hey, things happen. But new chapter. I'm still working with Moravian also, so it's gonna be fun coaching 2 teams. The hardest thing, yeah, it's hard. Yeah, really rough going through it. Yeah, it's hard right now. Going through a divorce right now. Nox and I, things we've been trying to make things work, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. You can the reason why, and actually, yeah, you can tell if you look at my like something. No, I'm trying to think of where I have it. Is Baja the kid that Knox took in the divorce? So here's the thing. Um, Custody is really weird because I'm still paying child support. So here's the thing. This Oklahoma job isn't paying me directly, but they're paying for Baja's education. So yeah, everything I do is to support Baja. Just Knox doesn't believe me. So, but also Knox doesn't know when Baja's birthday is. So I can't be completely at fault. Yo, you want the lore? You want the lore? Technically, if you want to know where our honeymoon was, it was, well, I can tell you when it was. It was in July after Wave 5 dropped. We went on the So Nox and I did the DLC Squad Queue event when Wave 5 dropped. So as our honeymoon, we went to LA, we went to Vancouver, we went to Athens, all great places. But then it's like, things don't work. You can't use I guess you can't use Squad Queue as a honeymoon. It just doesn't work out like that. But yeah, say bro had to sleep on the couch, got divorced, no custody, and is paying child support. You see, here's the thing. I think Nox is trying to make me look like the bad guy here. But in reality, because, I'm leaving Baja to go to Oklahoma. No, I am not going to Oklahoma. I am coaching them remotely through Discord. I'm not doing that much here. So, but like, yeah. And this, like, Oklahoma coaching gig, this is how I'm helping to support Baja. Baja's my child. This is gonna go crazy. Yeah, the beef is crazy. This is the equivalent of taking your date to an Eminem concert in Fortnite. That's legendary stuff. This is funny because people don't even know the lore. And the funniest thing is like IRL, Nox and I never dated, but allegedly everyone thinks we did. I found out after I graduated that people thought we were dating for like up until like the last like the most of the semester, and I'm like, huh? No one told me this. Going to hold up, going to quick do. Sorry, quick looking at chat thing. I think we should take a break, but you're not allowed to see anyone else during this break vibes. Okay, that's actually hilarious, Fitchy. Now I'm curious. Like, okay, so if people actually thought Nox and I were dating, that's funny as heck. I won't lie. We'll probably end up talking about that in the future. So, SCK, I'll bring that up. So, actually, I was gonna go into syllabus week next, but it's really funny because if you look into scrim results, because one thing I did want to mention was like there was a lot of notable scrims happening in the past like week or so. Where is it? God, Fitchy is leaking my actual IRL stuff now, so that'd be funny. But yeah, you could see like the absolute awkwardness of, oh look, you look at this 4v4v4 scrim. Yeah, you have Angle. Angle had to carry so hard because Nox and I were on rough terms at this point. Obviously, this was right after I broke the news. Yeah, this was the day of after I broke the news that to Nox and Baja that I got a gig with Oklahoma and will be helping to coach them. So yeah, us playing together is there. So I'm gonna, yeah, Angle with the carry, having a carry, especially with the emotional turmoil that I'm going through right now, really helpful. Really appreciate you, man. Okay, so I remember I was talking with Baja and Nox like sometime last month or so. One thing I think Baja mentioned, like, because in the lore of the Spicy Knox Baja family thing, which I will get into very briefly. I think Baja mentioned that Knox and I were like Mary and Joseph, and Baja was Jesus. Angel is the angel that brings Jesus to Mary and Joseph in this situation. So that's what Angle is. Angle is the angel that brings Jesus to Knox and Spicy. Who would have thought this is how this worked? Weird ass thing, yeah. You wanna expand the lore? Technically, Gally is my dad, which means that Baja's grandfather is Gally, and my brother is Plank, which also means so Baja's uncle is Plank, which means Baja's also has Andy as an aunt. So yeah, the lore goes crazy. And this is all just to say we'll go into the scrim later, but like let's change topics. Let's change topics now. Not to go into the whole like fake lore of my work like I think work wife. A family tree? I had a family tree actually. If I ever find it, I'll put it on stream. Sambert just DM'd me saying like, "No shot, you're coaching Oklahoma." That's true. I am now. This is like the biggest like Woj news, pretty much. This is feels like shams and like all the big like sports news at this point. But we'll talk about that more later. The weird uncle that just showed up to a random family gathering. I've always been there. You're in the MCH server. I guess that kind of fits. Kind of fits, I guess. So, let's finally talk about Syllabus Week. A lot of big things happened, and I think there's just a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's go with, from the beginning, University of Northern Iowa versus the University of Tennessee. A lot of us, we mentioned this last week on stream, that Tennessee got their first ever scrim against Morgan State. And they got murdered, if we're being quite honest. But this result is actually very impressive for Tennessee. I think we've had Tennessee as like, okay, they're very new, very rough. They're a very big project team. But only a minus 88 against UNI. I think UNI is a very solid team. Definitely pushing D2, if not top. If they're not the top of D3 already, they're definitely. They have a contingency player at Tennessee. I'm not surprised. Once they find out, that's going to be interesting. Oh, that's good to know, Lemons, because I'll go into that then. So, UNI wins 536 to Tennessee's 448, plus 88 win for UNI. You're looking from UNI, you got the 142 from Lemons, Dappy 98, Icy 92, Archie 81, Accident 74, and Nick 49. Evolve goes to UTK? Oh my god. Okay, that's good to know. And then Tennessee, Jay Guzzi 110, Ghost 99, Moth 87, Will 77, Bunny 41, Ethan 34. Yeah, I'll have to check the server just to see that again. So, from what I'm hearing from Lemons is that Jay Guzzi and Ghost were in 2-3 a lot of time, and that's impressive because like UNI is like deceptively deep. I know a lot of people look at Lemons and like, yeah, Lemons is great, Archie is great too, but then you have a lot of other good solid players on UNI. So I'm surprised. I was thinking this was going to be like a wash, like 150 plus. But to see that Tennessee is already less than 100 in a war, that is actually pretty scary. And which bodes well for them. I'm wondering if they're going to have like similar things going on then. And like, yeah, well, they'll go into their next match and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Tennessee plays Bama, I'm pretty sure, which we'll talk about next. Interesting result though. UNI looked impressive though. And I think if this didn't look impressive for UNI, this did. University Michigan 514 to UNI's 470. Only a plus 44. UNI is making moves, making waves early on in syllabus week. It's only January, and UNI is looking to make something happen here. You look at Michigan, and we knew Michigan. I think everyone expected Michigan to win this because you look at just the top three: Crow 139, Whooper 121, Short 112, C2D2 62, Toadmaster 5000 with a score of 50, Crimson with a 30. And then you and I, this is what I kind of expected. I just didn't realize how much of a difference this would make. 97, Archie, Lemons 96, Dappy 90, Nick 71, Accident 65, Icy 51. You were up until race 6. Wow. Yeah. So I think the big thing is, I think we're starting to finally see it, that depth in CKL matters a lot. Okay, if Evolved is on Tennessee, then yeah, Tennessee is moving up like crazy. Tennessee is going to be D2, most likely, if they're... Yeah, I think they're probably going to land in D2 if they have Evolved playing with them. I don't know who drops, but they'll be in D2, I think. But yeah, so the big thing, and this is a recurring theme I think we're going to be seeing tonight, depth matters a lot. So Michigan's going to top 3 a lot of races, probably, and well, top 3 room. But if UNI is able to do this, or if teams are just able to do this like 4 through 8, minimize the effect of the other members of outside of the carries on the enemy team, then you get results that are much closer. And if UNI was up, I remember seeing Short say like, this UNI has gotten really good and they're D2 for sure. I just didn't think it would be this intense, really. Impressive result from UNI. Very happy to see this from them. And Michigan getting the job done. It's a very new team still. And there's like, aside from their carries, it's really going to see like, what do the next players do? You saw like something similar kind of with Kutztown last season, where they had Technical Batboo and then Bo as well. But then it was like the other players who were also very new. How if those players get minimized, it gets really hard for the carries to do their job. So yeah, I think we're in the point now where depth is going to matter a lot, and carries are still important, and having that superstar is going to be insane, especially because Michigan just added another player, if I remember right. I forget who, but I know Michigan just added someone as well for next season of CKL. Going to be scary. Dear Lord, because I know Short mentioned that they are now the 4th best player on their team, and they play ECRC 4s. Oh dang, that is going to be a nightmare to play against. Oh, Fexican, yeah. Dear Lord, that is a rough LU. So I was gonna say, Michigan's not even at full strength yet. Give them a few wars, they're going to look scary, like even scarier than they are on paper. And just give time for a Crimson, C2D2, or Toadmaster to develop and learn from players like Short, Whooper, Crow, Fexican. What do you do? It's already hard enough for to minimize Short. Then you gotta minimize Whooper and Short, and Crow, Whooper, Short. Now Fexican, Crow, Whooper, Short. Also, a shout out to Short for just finding players, like randomly. If I remember right, they just found each other in a Mogi. Like how? Why can't I get into this luck? Like, most schools never got into this luck, honestly. So, the fact that Michigan's able to do that, props, all the props in the world, though. But Michigan secures a spot in winners semifinals with this result. UNI got knocked down losers. This result is really interesting. University of California, San Diego making their tournament debut against University of Alabama, once again back here. And only a plus 16 difference for UCSD. 500 to 484. Looking at USD, Wallabies 119, Astra 115, Top 92, Nub 66, AC 58, Lemon 50. Meanwhile, for Bama, Solution 132, Bradshaw 108, Trombone Wizard 89, J75, Thermal 33, and a CPU with 47. The hardest thing here is, once again, Alabama's biggest weakness is just getting 6 players. Which is sad, but it happens and it's rough. But the fact that they were able to keep it this close, and UCSD is no joke. This is a very good UCSD team, and Solution going crazy with that 132. And Bradshaw picking up the slack as well. Even the bot played pretty well, honestly, all things considered. With 6 players, Alabama likely wins this. So, that is scary as heck. And UCSD is very good. You look at that roster, and you know that UCSD is still getting players. UCSD and Michigan are just finding players, from what I know of, like left and right, and it's just unfair. Like, other schools were happy to find like a player who even has like a switch. Other schools were lucky to get a player in bronze, but nah, UCSD and Michigan, they're just gonna keep finding good players just by sheer luck, and just by having just the insane fortune of the gods with them. But UCSD, they're getting the job done, and this is the big thing for them, just getting those results early and seeing if they can build the chemistry down the line and eventually make a run at like a championship. Especially because UCSD is going to be D1 almost certainly, unless there's like a bunch of schools that come up all of a sudden. I could use some bronze players. I agree, Lemons. I could use bronze players too. Like, I had to build. I know at Moravian we had to basically build up our bronze players. Angle had to fight his way to bronze. I had to make my way to bronze, and that was it. I don't even play Lounge anymore, so. But yeah, I wish I could just randomly find a player who's in bronze. That'd make my life so much easier. We gotta talk about this one. This was the result. You could tell just by these reactions. Oklahoma University pulls off the round 1 upset against UCLA, 493 to 491. This is crazy. This was such an insane result. I remember everyone was freaking out when this table dropped. Or when we were like, who won? And then it's like the table came out. Everyone lost their minds who saw it. And like, you just look at it. And this was like, I remember saying this last week, where UCLA was definitely the favorites, but Oklahoma was a bit of a nightmare matchup-wise because of Oklahoma's depth. And you'll see it right here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. No player drops below 68 on Oklahoma. You look at this, Brett Tobias 89, Rhino Bites 88, JWT 87, Caleb 84, Rumble mentioned 77, Golden 68. No player dropped like at all, dropped very far, and like this is amazing to watch. And then for UCLA, Kyra 127, Joy 109, Max 73, Soul Rain 70, Emil 62, Zane 50. Franken said it last week. Thank you for the bit. Yeah, for every mention, it's a bit. That's so funny at this point. He's not even in chat today, which I think is funny. But UCLA, I remember Franken mentioning last week, Cairo scores less than 140, OU can win this. Look what happens. Cairo scores 127, Oklahoma wins. And if you want to see how crazy this was, I'm gonna scroll as fast as I can so we don't have to see all of this rep chat. Why is my thing being... I'm pretty sure I put it in rep chat. I could be wrong. Yeah, I did put it in rep chat. Yeah, you look at this chart, and Oklahoma got out to a lead, came back down. Oklahoma built up another lead, and then collapsed a bit, built it up again, and then almost choked it. But you look at the bots. I did the Sokaji, like, because I was VOD reviewing. I'm VOD reviewing Oklahoma's war with them, and it's It was so close. Like the amount of times Cairo would get first and then it would just be 2-3 was insane. The big ones were Madrid for Oklahoma and Cloud Top to get into the first GP. Like they were up almost 30-ish. They're up like 30-ish I think by that point, which really helped them. Or like 28-ish. Then you saw some of the anti-inbreak tracks come out. The second GP really went UCLA's way, culminated in a Mount Wario plus 18, which took them down, which took the lead away from Oklahoma, and UCLA was up. And what was even more insane was that Wario Stadium was picked next, and despite not having tops, Oklahoma broke through and then secured a top 4 811. Follow that up with some more things. Yeah, really. Yeah, I saw Weibo come out. You saw Royal come out. Royal was rough. I remember watching the VOD review back, and Cairo had an insane breakaway on Royal, and it was a very big breakaway for a lot of UCLA. And breakaways on Royal can be pretty hard to do if there's shock or blue in play, but UCLA was able to kind of dominate with items, which really helped out. And then DK Mountain, that was close. DK Mountain was very close up until the end, and a few just clutch placements really secured it. The funniest thing actually about this, like when I was VOD reviewing, was noting that whoever was doing table or whoever was doing the score tracking for Oklahoma messed up really early. So Oklahoma thought they were winning up until the very end, and they did win in the very end, but they thought they had a much more comfortable lead than they did. So DK Mountain, had that been a bit different, they could have went from, oh, we won, to, oh, snap, we tied. Which, whew. Big results there. But yeah, really proud of Oklahoma. I think that might count as the first time I was like coaching Oklahoma, because I gave Oklahoma has a track list, I guess, and I don't know if that was mine, but I know I did give their players one, at least like, oh, what's a drafter, what's a runner, which courses to pick in like what situations. I don't know if they used my list or not, but if they did, I'll take 1% of credit for that. But that's really all of Oklahoma. Oklahoma played insanely well. I was watching the VOD, as I mentioned, and it was just insane stuff. So now we can talk about, let's go into the next few results, or where the next few matches come up. So Peach State, Morgan State comes up at 0-0, and that's pretty much the reason why I started the stream a bit early. I don't know if anyone is streaming, but if they are, I would love to watch, because that will be really, that's a big matchup. I know the results. Yeah, the majority of votes are for Oklahoma. No, are for Morgan State. What am I doing? Yeah, the Oklahoma, but Spoon is streaming? Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, I'm watching that. Don't know if we'll do a live look-in here. We might do a live look-in, actually, yeah. Just to get a chance to see that. Because that is, massive. It's a big result. Because Peach State is very good. Spoon is amazing. Luxatone's great. Wisp is there. And there's a lot more... Oh, yeah, we're rating Spoon after. We're probably cutting stream early, honestly. 1, because I'm starving. 2, because that match, and 3, because I have to file some paperwork, obviously, for my divorce, and then figure some other stuff out. Knox is going into law school. I'm screwed. But yeah, we'll raid Spoon afterwards. Peach State, Morgan State. This is hard. This is a really hard result to figure out and predict here. Zay is going to go crazy like they do every game. And we know Obsidia has been playing well lately. Nitro has been playing well lately. Peach State's coming off a Catalyst. And I think in the end, I think Morgan State can pull it off. But I think it's more likely that Peach State wins this. I think there's just a lot of depth on Peach State, a lot more coordination, and just the experience will shine through. And I think that's maybe the one thing, the one like almost flaw in Zay's play so far is just the experience isn't there yet in comparison, because you compare it in terms of like the leadership compared from like Spoon to Zay. Spoon's been around a bit longer, has played in some really high level matches. Spoon won an MKU with Yoshi Rangers, and now leads Solar Storm. Solar Storm is like what, D8 now? Massive jump. So I think Peach State wins this. It's gonna be close. Like, don't get me wrong, this will be a very close result, but I like within like 40 at most. I don't see this being like a blowout whatsoever, unless Morgan State has another Zay gets locked out of the dorms, or one of Morgan State's players is trying to rizz up a girl again and it doesn't work and they can't play. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But Peach State, I think, should win this, which would set up a Peach State Michigan matchup. And that one, I think, is also going to be close. But I think Michigan is a bit more... I think Michigan just has the best players. And in the end, in a best of one, in a tournament setting, Michigan, I think, is just poised to probably win that. And Michigan will probably move on against either team they play here. But Oklahoma, UCSD... I think it's time, though. I think it's time to lock it in. I think I'm going to go Oklahoma here. Yeah, let's actually do it. Peach State. I do think Oklahoma wins against UCSD. Yo, Andy, shout out. You missed a lot of the lore about my apparent divorce happening. But happy to see Andy here. How have you been? I know you've been really busy with a lot of stuff going on right now, but happy to see you around. And just have me... listen to me talk about college Mario Kart while I'm no longer a college student. It's spicy divorce lord. It's so weird when we use spicy as like not an adjective in the traditional sense. Like, oh, spicy's divorce and not a spicy divorce, because a spicy divorce sounds very different depending on the connotation and the context there. Can you stab her? 0006. Yeah, I'll go Oklahoma. One, because I'm biased and I am now coaching here. Maybe I'm going to end up coaching them into a loss. Who knows? Maybe that happens. Maybe it doesn't. But I'm going to hope that maybe I have a little bit of influence here and Oklahoma can pull it off. I think they can, because UCSD is very good, for sure. And as good as UCSD looked, I don't know if it was as convincing of a win against Alabama. And if Oklahoma goes in with momentum and just keeps it close, I think Oklahoma can pull it off. It's going to come down once again to, can they minimize the impact of the newer players on UCSD? Because Oklahoma did wonders against UCLA with that, really minimizing Joy for the most of like the first 8 races, and then minimizing Cairo to 120, and then just keeping the other players just down. Really made it very difficult for UCLA to get through. So I think Oklahoma is going to pull off another upset. Oklahoma in top 3. Why not? Meanwhile, down here, Alabama, Tennessee. If Alabama doesn't get 6, this is going to be closer than I expect. I still think Alabama wins this, especially after only losing to UCSD by 16 with a bot. But it's going to be close. I think it's going to be much closer than we expect it to be. And Tennessee's only going to get better. I still think Tennessee loses and Alabama wins out. But I wouldn't be surprised if like gathering becomes an issue for Alabama again and it comes really close. But if Alabama has 6, I think Alabama wins for sure. That would set up an Alabama-UCLA matchup. Actually, Andy, that'd be great. If that ever happens, yeah. I would love a capture card at some point. I don't know how often I'd be able to play, because really, I can barely play right now. But, hey, I'd be happy with the capture card. I might end up streaming more Pokemon than, like, Mario Kart, because I am garbage at Mario Kart and don't really want to have people watch that. Rumble missed most of the stream, but yeah, I appreciate you, Andy. Rumble, you missed the Rumble missed the breaking news. Oh, yes. Thank you again, Fitchy, for yeah. Every time Rumble gets mentioned, this is just a bit at this point, which I think is hilarious. Almost as bad. This is almost like Cat Wario stream at this point. So, yeah, yeah. I whipped this graphic up in 2 minutes before I started stream. It's why I was like 1 minute late. So that was like funny as heck. But yeah, Friday night we'll be VOD reviewing with Oklahoma, and like, boom, Oklahoma making moves not only in syllabus week, but also, oh yeah, be happy with. I'd be happy like that. Having like Cat Wario stream, just like, well, every time, why not? Maybe not this one, not the syllabus week streams. If I ever start streaming gameplay, you can do that. But right now, let's keep it off. But yeah, Rumble, what did you miss? I said Oklahoma has a. I think I picked Oklahoma to beat UCSD. I think Oklahoma's making top 3 at this point. There's a world where if Michigan doesn't falter, or if Michigan falters, or just doesn't play as well as we expect it to, Oklahoma might just accidentally win the whole thing. You never know. Oklahoma might just win the entire thing. This is going to be really fun having all these bits come in. Alabama, UCLA. I'm going to go with UCLA. I think it's going to be very hard for More Than Solution to counteract Cairo. And Joy is going to be better. A lot of the UCLA players are going to be better. And we're in the best timeline. Oklahoma's going to be... We're in the timeline right now where Oklahoma is like on pace to become like a college Mario Kart powerhouse. The Bama J-Riz is more likely to have Alabama lose, is the sad truth. Wait, we saw what happened with Morgan State last semester. Jay is great as a player and as a person and as a staff member, but I am very worried about the Riz coming in, and Alabama is going to end up not being able to gather against Tennessee. That might actually happen. You don't know. I think it's safer just to go with UCLA. The Cairo factor is just too good. You can't ignore how good Cairo is. And then against UNI, oh ho ho! If Morgan plays UNI could upset Morgan. UNI could very well upset Morgan State. You never know. UNI could actually very well upset Morgan State with the amount of like just solid depth they have on that team. And like having Lemons there now and all that. UNI wins. You know what? Yeah, UNI against Morgan. Like, love Zay, love the people at Morgan State. But UNI, especially that result against Michigan, I think UNI actually pulls that off also. UNI would top LU, yeah. If UNI is able to like do anything to minimize the bottom half of Morgan, then it's going to be very close. Morgan could still win, and you never know. Morgan could upset Peach State, and if that happens, I think Peach State is a much harder matchup for UNI. But I wouldn't be surprised if we're coming in next week. Yeah, Lemons plus Archie. Like, Archie is such an underrated player at this point, honestly. Lemons and Archie over Zay. Because, like, Zay is great, but, like, having that second option that Lemons and Archie have, like, just having that 1-2 punch is so good for them. And that would actually set up a very interesting... UNI is actually... They're both on teams that were on that. That's helpful as well. UNI would play the lose... If UNI wins out here, plays the loser of Oklahoma UCSD. UNI would rather see Oklahoma here, for sure. That's what I remember. I remember Archie did average higher than Lemons last season. Well, I know Lemons is more active, which has been the big reason why they're getting a lot more of the attention at the moment. But Archie is a phenomenal player. UNI could actually make a loser's run here. very well. It's very possible for them to. Yeah, you and I could have a shot against UCSD or Oklahoma because this is a very good side for them to be here. I think having the loser of this matchup, and then down here UCL. Oh wow, that's a rough matchup. If you're Peach State likely wins here. They'll good chance they lose to Michigan, assuming Michigan has their best players. And then Peach State plays UCLA down here in losers. That is a really scary matchup. That doesn't happen until next week, so we can talk about that more then. But that is going to be crazy. That's going to be this losers half bracket is going to be a very fun thing to watch. Alabama, Tennessee. I'm more interested to see if Tennessee is going to be able to, how close Tennessee can have it. Because yeah, hearing that Evolve goes to Tennessee is going to make things very interesting come CKL. Alabama, if Alabama gathers, they can legitimately upset most teams. It's just, can they get 6 players, which is the scariest thing about their entire situation. Alabama without 6 has just been the story of their entire run as a college team so far. UCLA in losers is just such a nightmare for a lot of teams. Like, having to go against Cairo after, like, either of these teams, like, if you lose and just have to drop down to play against Cairo, like, ouch. That's, like, not fun at all. But it's likely here. Whoever wins this matchup, very likely they lose to Michigan. But if Michigan plays UCLA here, oh my gosh. If Peach State or Morgan upset Michigan, would be an insane upset. Riz up J and Solution to come to UA? That would actually be crazy. That'd actually be an insane lineup, no lie. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to that'd actually be really fun to watch. Having J Solution on UA. You play again with that? I would too, honestly. In fact, yeah, if that happens, maybe I'll hit the transfer portal and go back and sign with UA. Who knows? In reality, I don't know where I'm going for finishing grad school, but we'll see. We'll see. Probably not anywhere to CKL team. UA makes a super team. Imagine. Okay, so I know I'm also supposed to do some ECRC coverage, so let's do a bit of that. There's some been interesting scrims in 4s. I know the bulk of the content here is gonna be 6v6, but with the 4v4v4 coming up for East Coast Racing, I think it's gonna be interesting here to see what happens, because oh boy, few tables here. This was from a while ago, but I think it's gonna be fun to look at also. And there's one I think also in the CKL thing. Morgan State, Michigan, and Michigan State. Yeah, obviously Morgan State had needing an ally. That happens. But yeah, 130 Zay, Lemons 109. Yeah, that should be an I. Lemons been wearing a lot lately. Happy to see it. Obsidia 85. Obsidia's been playing well. Ronin 40, and then UN in second. 333, yeah. Short 109. Whooper goes Whoop 103. Baby 66. C2D2 55. From Michigan, and then Michigan State. Nova 78. Estrella 74. I don't know. 73. Noah. Oh, Noah's back. 62. Obviously, it's hard to tell because Lemons make such a difference. Like, imagine like Lemons is on Morgan State with Zay, and Morgan State becomes such a good team. Really, with that. Having that's really what Zay is looking for. Just who can be that second option and support them, or like just help take the load off the insane carry jobs. Because look at this, 130, and again someone else on 109 makes things so much easier for them. I'm pretty sure there's another one CKL, but other 4v4 scrim, and this is a big thing. So in ECRC, they do allow alumni who've graduated within 2 years to play to play as if they were representing their college. It's how Mitch from Lethal Vengeance was able to play in the FFA season for MDVA last season. And because they're representing Lebanon Valley College, even though they graduated last May and live in Virginia. I think they are moving back though to, or maybe they are moving back to Pennsylvania though. So happy to see that. This result though, very telling. Moravian, Morgan, McDaniel, the D2, 3 of the D2 teams that start with the letter M, all being in the same area. That's really fun. Moravian wins though, 390 against Morgan State's 333. McDaniel's 261 for Moravian. Angle 133, myself 122, Wombo 78, and Knox 57. Morgan State, you got Zay 109, Club 87, Nitro 71, Obsidia 66. McDaniel, you got Glacial 97, Samber 81, then 51, G-Force 32. I remember hearing people within ECRC think that Moravian with myself on that team, because I'm eligible to play with Moravian as like a sub. I don't know how exactly that's gonna work, but with me being eligible for roster on Moravian is probably one of the better 4v4 teams, I think. Or at least that's what the community opinion within ECRC seems to believe. And it'll be interesting to see, because Moravian scrims against Michigan and Alabama Saturday. And that scrim, I think, will be a lot more telling, because, like, I remember Zay was talking about, like, Angle and Spicy are just a lot to handle, and it can be. Between, just Angle and myself, we won 9 of the 12 races there. Angle got a perfect GP in the last 4 races. And it was just crazy, because, like, I think it was Dolphin Shoals in like race 9 or race 10. Maybe, no, race 9. It was Dolphin Shoals. I got out to a crazy lead, and then I'm like, oh, I have double defense. I'll just let Angle pass me, because he's like he's also keeping up. So Angle takes over with first, and then I had double defense in 2, and he just ran away. Nothing really, and like Zay believes that Dolphin's the spicy special, which not gonna confirm nor deny that, because I like Dolphin. I don't know if it's my best course though. But then yeah, Moravian in a 4v4 setting is just much scarier than people I think are expecting, because really Moravian is used to the core of 4 players, and like there's certain schools that when you go from 6v6 to 4s, that become very scary. Alabama comes to mind. What's their biggest weakness with Alabama is gathering 6 players. But now that they only have to gather 4, the secret weapon is still secret. Yes, they don't know yet, Angle, and we're gonna keep it that way until we have to break it out. Which I don't know when that will be, but when we need to break it out, we'll break it out. But yeah, schools like Alabama, with like, if they only need 4 players on their raw lineup, like Solution, you have Trombone, Brad Joe, any other player on that team, and it's scary good. All they need is 4 players, and they can have a 5th as a sub if they want. It's going to be very fun. Then Morgan State, Zay 109, Club 87, Nitro 71, Obsidia 66. The big thing with Morgan State here is they just had a really hard time. Like, I think the difference here, one of the big differences between Moravian and Morgan, was probably just in the team play, because Moravian's team play was on freaking points. Like, we had a top 4 on R-dubs when we didn't even... No, we started off in top 2 because McDaniel picked R-dubs when they were in, like, mid-spots, which I am thankful for. So... But yeah, Moravian and Morgan's, the biggest thing was just the team play. Just the amount of ways I was able to call shock in like certain situations. Like, oh, Zay's not able to hear this right now, so we'll see if he watches the VOD or not. But shock on TikTok clock. it really good. It's like, okay, I'm in a decent spot. I can fall off where the ending disc is. I know Nox and Angle had dodges. I'll just call it at the end of lap 2, and boom, led to an Angle first place on his best course, if not one of his best courses. And at least for 3 runs that we were just able to have on a lot of them. So, just really good stuff from Moravian. I don't think Moravian hasn't played a lot together since last season. And it's going to be weird inserting me back in with the rest of the group, but seeing how we all go. Holy shoot. Okay. Sorry, guys. My Splatoon team is like on stream right now, and I didn't know, so I'm gonna have that VOD up. I'm gonna be having that like on like my phone just real quick. I had no idea. That's insane. Yeah, seeing as Nox and I are divorced, yeah, why do you think Nox like, scored lower than expected? Yeah, Nox is, I guess, also going through a Shiwei. She's the one who wanted it, not me. Just leaving that out there. I'm not the problem. Okay, I'm probably some part of the problem. What is Blood doing? Apparently talking about my divorce, Andrew. Nice to see you in chat, though. Yeah, I do this like whole like college Mario Kart thing. So talk about like my show and like, oh yeah, this is also the Andrew finally seeing what I look like. So that's fun. The spicy face reveal. It's crazy thinking about now how a lot of my like only friends teammates are like gonna be able to see what I look like. College Mario Kart players also. Oh, you don't know, Bitchy, when we were warring last night with OF, I put our team name as Spicy's divorce support group. So no lie though, last fall was rough for me, like emotionally, mentally. So like this stream has just been a good way like escape from a lot of like the things of life. So in a way, yeah, kind of like therapy. So I shouldn't say that as someone who studied psychology, but yeah. But yeah, Moravian's gonna be Moravian in 4v4, huge threat. Honestly, gonna be excited to see what they do going forward. Nah, Mario Kart is like as stressful as this entire thing gets. Honestly, it's one thing. It's just one of my coping things. Therapy to 5-hour regionals. Yeah, Angle, you were okay driving this morning. I'm hoping because like doing regionals until 4 a.m. on a school night is not something I normally condone, but it happened, and I'm not. Hey, not allowed to. I can't take that back now. Okay, trying to think. What else was good? US 22 was empty. That's a first. Yeah, even in Jersey, like 22 is always like busy as heck. There was one more scrim I wanted to look at. I can't remember where it was though. There it was. Yeah, other fours. This is mostly to look for Morgan State at this point, but also to maybe see some. Holy Cairo. See some what other things are happening with other schools. So Morgan State's playing fours, and Zay. This is the game where Zay got locked out of the dorm, if I remember, which was a story in of itself from what I've been told. But yeah, UCLA 385, UNI in second 339, MSU, Morgan State in third with a 260. Cairo dropping a 172. Oh my gosh, 172. Yeah, I looked at that table and I'm like, that's so. The teams that are able to minimize Cairo in any capacity have all my respect, because if you don't, things like this just happen. And keep in mind, this is a UCLA without Joy. Like, Max is there, Max is solid, Zane's solid, D-Mouse 54, like, Morgan's beating PSP right now. Ooh. What are they on, like, race 1? Maybe, like, they're probably on, like, race 1 or race 2 at the earliest, because they must have just started. I have to. I'll be up. Yeah, if you can give me the updates as they're happening, because I'm curious. Holding Cairo to 126 is the second biggest OU accomplishment after taking a game off Iona. You know what? That's valid though. That's so hard to do. Like, yeah, minimizing Cairo's impact is legitimately the hardest thing you can do in the college Mario Kart community, because Cairo will just do that. And we're finally reaching Cairo's like prime, I guess, which is scary to think about it. Maybe Cairo's not even at their prime in Mario Kart. And just give Cairo like a huge support, and like, oh my gosh, like imagine if Cairo had a Super FX, if Cairo had like a Lemons on their team to go with like their being Archie. Joy is great, but like, imagine if Cairo had even more. Like we're almost at the point where Cairo could legitimately go for a 180 depending on who's playing, which is horrifying. Like, absolutely horrifying to think about. Who is Cairo? Cairo is a player from UCLA, plays Comet, an inward bike, which is not necessarily the most common thing in the meta anymore, but has its advantages, has like some of its weaknesses. Relatively newer player to like competitive Mario Kart. Cairo's Division 1 in college Mario Kart, Division 16 in MKU. They play for MK University. So, and they're like the hard carry on MK University. Like, MK University, I think, is going to be very scary in D16. Like, I'm going to try and not leak everything from the MKU server. But yeah, if you look at what Cairo's doing, yeah, the fact that Cairo is not, the fact that Cairo went MK University was surprising. In the sense that, because, like, Cairo could go higher. Like, Fitchy is staff for MKU. I'm not staff at all. I'm staff for college Mario Kart. I'm not staff for anything besides that. I don't have the time nor the desire, if I'm being quite honest with you. Oh, that's a rough shock. But yeah. But yeah, you look at the tables. Oh wow, this is a lot of tables without Cairo too. Ooh, that's even more impressive. $118. Yeah, 118s, the 121s, 112s. There you go up higher, and Cairo's just dropping like things like 150 against undercards too. 130 against Pitsy Army. It's weird seeing Cairo drop less than 100. Even a 99 looks low. 113 against Pirate Hackers. 109 against Only Friends. Shoutouts Andro. Shoutout me. OF4s, yeah. And playing against MK University gets really tough. Yo, thank you for the follow. Oh, you want the CC2 table? Yeah. Yeah, this looks like an MKU stream at this point, but we beat them once. We beat them we beat them like 1 or 2 times, I think. It really just depends on what LU we have, because like MK University LU, like top LU, this is basically our top LU, I think. Yeah, Cairo Solution Short is the 3 players they typically will like build around, I guess. Because those are like the 3 players who I consider to be their best. They have Waluigi's also, who's very good. Then you have like a lot of other depth. You have Lemons. Lemons is very solid. Yes. If you have it, Spoon 1337 underscore. Oh. Yeah, that's twitch.tv/Spoon 1337 underscore. We'll be rating that soon, actually, because I will probably be ending stream a bit early. How am I on so many Mario Kart team servers? Connections. That's probably the best way to put it. sorry. No, it's also so I have time to war later. That's pretty much why. I was one of the first people in MK University. I trialed here and I play for Six Flags, which is held in Neko Nights. I trialed After Party. I hope so. We don't get to play with Cat Warrior very often. I want to play. with Cat Wario. U-turn, I know Bo IRL, I met Bo, so I wanted to ally there. Yoshi Gank, I remember I played against them in like D20. Back when Yoshi Gank was D20, I played against them, and I was like, Google is great. Also watch his streams when I can. The former Royal Flush server, I am like 25 minutes away, 25 minutes away from where Gally lives, former Royal Flush leader, and that's pretty much why I'm in that server. Met and like the Royal Flush has always been one of my favorite teams to watch, so I'll be so happy if Royal Flush comes back. I don't think they will, at least not for a very long time, because I know a lot of those players are just like not active anymore. Gally's not playing anymore. Hee Haw's on like Jacobs and Miles. Last I know, they were on Divine Phoenix, because yeah, Hee Haw's on Origin now. Is Divine Phoenix back into, okay, no, they're still on here. Because I don't, yeah, because Jacob is still on the listed under Divine Phoenix, and Divine Phoenix obviously isn't playing. Same with like, oh yeah, a lot of the former players there. OG's great. Love the Origin. I love Origin. Origin's still like my favorite teams. Where's Miles at? I'm looking at teams. That's so sad. Yeah, no team for Miles on 150 anymore. It's that, yeah, a lot of the... Yeah, Royal Flush, it's really sad to see what happened, but it happens to a lot of teams now. Team Upload, what I played for them before, so one of my favorite teams ever. Team Pennsylvania, that's just how it is. Silent Lightning, that's just a team I was close with. I used to play a lot with them, like in like random like side events. I have no idea. I don't know the lore behind 5D aside from like some of the stuff, but I really don't know much. I'm just in the server as like a social. I trialed for Straight Flush. Trialed. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I just trialed there because it's like, oh, that sounds fun, and I knew Gally, so why not? So it was fun. I got to play with like Jacob, Hee Haw. Who else did I play? I think I played with Tynan, pretty sure. And just a bunch of their trials. So that was fun. I have no idea if they threw because if they die because of Battle Brigade. Dang. I remember hearing about that. Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what exactly happened, but if that's part of the reason, but who knows at this point. If I ever see Gally again, like IRL, maybe I'll ask him, but he's enjoying life outside the game now. Just being a Philly sports fan. Never mind, you can't enjoy being a Philly sports fan. That doesn't happen. Rip the Eagles. Anything else I want to cover? I know I had the whole like CKL Hall of College Mario Kart Hall of Fame thing, but I'm gonna OF meetup when and where? I met Brat. Yeah, that's what I met Brat, Plank, and Andy at Riptide. I'm probably gonna meet up with Brat again for at MomoCon, and I don't know if anyone. I know Tay went to MomoCon last year. I don't know if Tay will be going back. Trying to see. Yeah, exactly. Pitchy. Yeah, trying to think. Might yo, if Rumble goes to Atlanta, oh my gosh, if Rumble goes Atlanta, yeah, Pitchy's MDR. Yeah, if Rumble goes Atlanta, I'll. No, that's definitely a thing there. Yeah, I was surprised Pitchy went to an EU team. But I guess they're just more active at those hours, and it makes sense too. Got 10 viewers, shoutouts to them. Feel bad because I'm probably gonna be ending stream soon. Yeah, former, yeah, that MDR is what used to be Elixir International, if I remember right. I was formerly in the Elixir server. Good times. was invited, but I want to say like Fluttershy. Yo, Six is back again. I feel bad for Six because like I'm probably gonna end stream soon unless we wanted to. You know what? We'll stall for a bit of content here. Gonna get a spreadsheet going. First of all, good luck to every team in the every player in the college Mario Kart community playing in MKU. MKU starting up this weekend. I gotta send out like a gather ping for OF, but historically, OF gathers for tournaments so well, so we should be fine there, I think. You gotta die. Yo, Shadow, let's go. Shouts to college basketball. Once March Madness happens, when March Madness comes around, I'll throw my bracket up here also. Okay, way too early. College, MK, Hall of Fame. I don't know how we're gonna be doing this, but let's put people in here. It's way too early to do this, but we'll do it. Why not? I don't know how many people we're putting in right away, because, like, really, we don't have a lot to go off on, like, at all. So it's gonna come down to, like, who are the people who has had the most influence in college Mario Karts, and then maybe some players. I'll sort this out eventually, but I think, first off, he's in chat, which helps. Fitchy for sure is going in. Represents UA. No, exactly. I was gonna say Emolga. Similar reason. Like, if you don't put them in for their playing ability, you definitely put them in just for the organizational aspects. CKL doesn't happen without Fitchy. The FFA events for Emolga has been, like, some of the most fun stuff in the scene. Yes, the only time I played in the FFA was when I just snuck in to the one lobby for New Year, New Me, and just dipped after race 1. My bad. My bad. Spoon thought it would be funny. So, but that was fun. And you definitely put them as, yeah, I'm so sorry, Six. Because, like, I was like, oh shit, I messed up. Yeah. Nah, that's just like, I gotta support Emolga. Support another Alex. Because that's what we do here. Also, I'm trying to watch the Morgan PSP match while this is happening, so this is gonna be fun. So yeah, I definitely put those two in the, for sure, first ballot. Okay, hold on. First ballot. There's no way these people are not first ballots. Who else do we put here? I don't know. I think we get no more than 10 people from college Mario Kart in here. And then it's just like, who do you put at this point? Because there's a lot to consider. You got the organizational stuff, got the content stuff, and the side events. I know, I guess I have to. I don't know if I really want to, because I feel bad putting myself here, but I'm going to put myself on here anyway. Even, like, I haven't played college Mario Kart at all since, I haven't played CKL ever. In fact, I haven't even played MDVA. ECRC is going to be my first time, like, playing really against other colleges. But, like, yeah. I'm going to put myself on here just for the fact that I have the notoriety of running the first ever college team. Yeah. Who knows where college Mario Kart is without Moravian starting a team? That sounds so weird. If I didn't start a team in Moravian, if I didn't reach out to Fitchy when I saw that Arizona started something, who knows what happens? Like, if we're being honest. Who knows, like, really? In fact, without CKL Game Day, without what now is CK 101, who knows what happens? So, yeah, I feel bad putting myself on here, but I feel like I have to. And I think, at least regionally, you have to put Sandbird on here. Because, like, yes, on the national scale, it probably doesn't seem like much, but Sandberg really has done a lot in the East Coast. And John Madden of the College Karting League. So, okay, what I'm hearing is, in a few years when we have, like, college Mario Kart, where we have, like, college Mario Kart video games, we're just gonna call it like Spicy instead of calling it Madden. Cause why not at that point? Yeah. Next stream, I'll try and get like I'll get a Madden cover and just Photoshop Shaquille O'Neal on it, because that makes sense. Shaquille O'Neal on a Madden cover, that makes a lot of sense. Sandbird, yeah, on Iraq though. We make our own game. No, there's a lot of computer science majors in college Mario Kart. There has to be. Angle's one of them. Angle's taking taking comp sci classes. Angle can make a game for us. That's obviously what we're going to be doing here. Yeah, Sambert's here. You can't ignore the road rages. You can't ignore the lands. Really, a lot of the online stuff as well. Mario Kart 9 with college karting week DLC. They don't know. They don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get like my own like. I'm gonna be like voice acting like myself in the game, like you know how in like the sports games they have like those little halftime breaks. I'm gonna be in that, or I'll be like actually like an announcer, like one of the in-game casters for like one of those. That'd be so fun. That also never happened, but yeah. I swear they're gonna call Mario Kart 9 and MK Tour is gonna be called Mario Kart 9, and so we're just gonna go straight to MK10. MKX. Yeah, Tour is 9. No, what they're gonna do is they're gonna skip to 11, and they're gonna count the arcade games. Yeah, MK9 is MK Tour. So we're gonna go to MK11, because we have to count the arcade games too. And then, oh wait, Mario Kart was it live home tour, whatever that was. That is Mario Kart 12. We're gonna be at like what, Mario Kart 13? Because we still have Tour, arcade game, the Tour arcade game, the live home racing game. So that's 9, 10, 11. How many arcade games are there? I don't remember off the top of my head, because I think there's either one or there's 2 arcade games and home. That's a lot of Mario Kart. Mario Kart 8 Wii U. Yeah, because we're technically on Mario Kart 8.5. Which is then, yeah, we're on 8.5 plus another 48 courses. I have no idea what we're calling the next Mario Kart at this point. And it's gonna be awkward also, because like if you call it MK9, well, MK8 was so good because now you can make Mario Circuit into the number 8. Yo, Airship Fortress should have been in, but we got Toad Circuit. I know that's not a DS course. I know Toad Circuit's a 3DS course, but still. Mario Kart Deluxe. Airship Fortress would be so good. Yeah, they have to bring it back next game, I'm assuming. Maybe not, actually. Airship Fortress was in 7 also, I think? I could be wrong. Toad Kart 8 Deluxe. They're gonna put Toad's Factory as, like, an entire start cup of that. New Mario Kart with every... Oh my god. Can you imagine warring with a new Mario Kart on every track? What track came back 3 games in a row? You know, yeah, Mall's in 3 games in a row. It's Coconut Mall, that makes sense. Maple also did that. It's possible. It's possible. Every track to 8DX. We're just getting another booster course pass, guys. There's no new such thing as a new game. Mario Kart is a live service game. Honestly, though, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, make this a Mario Kart a live service game. Make it like a Fortnite festival where you can only play certain tracks. And then, like Mario Kart Tour, you can only play certain tracks at a time. Imagine the war meta, the track meta at that point. Or you have the buy tracks. Yeah, that's called Mario Kart Tour. Yeah, imagine the track meta at that point. Oh, we can't play, I don't know, Wario Stadium because we didn't buy it. Dedicated servers, yeah. Mario Kart servers, those needed something here. Yeah, we did need something there for that. You know, I'm gonna put tech here. Technical 1 for being a player, also for really helping with the Kutztown team. Okay, if Bungie made it. True though. Very true though. Putting Spoon here. Spoon makes Hall of Fame, by the way. Like, if not for being a player and for leadership stuff and for having great content and like a podcast, Spoon makes it pure, at least just for those YouTube shorts. Which also means that Dynamo slash Kusan makes it on here, but they're just implied. Andrew, which branch of the military were you? MC, MC for sure. All the graphic stuff is MC, which is hard deserved. Andrew, Army. I know, yeah, technically not, but yeah. Thank you for your service, by the way. Don't know if I ever told you that like during a war or stuff, but yeah, thank you. And also thank you for playing while being stationed in Japan. Like you coming in clutch for like LDC at times when we needed a player on team upload. Very valuable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, we got 3 more spots. Who do we put on here? We can go in playing ability. We can go in just overall influence. Because like that's, yeah, I'm so sorry, Andrew, making you do that just because we're gonna gather. But we appreciate it. Okay, 8, 9, 10. You know what? This will be. We'll assign this as homework, I guess. Who is on the College Mario Kart Hall of Fame? We'll finish this next week, I think. I do want the people here who are, especially in the college scene. Yeah, I was gonna say Zay makes it, I think. One, because of being a player, which there's insane points. Was it MOSU? MOSU. Yeah, Zay makes it for 1, the points, and 2, just for being the influence. The VC's named after him. So pretty much has to be on here, right? But I think we'll leave it at this for now. This is what? 8 players? Yeah, 8 players. I think that's good for now. We'll come back to it next week. But I do want to have people watch the end of the Peach State versus Morgan State war, because I think that's going to be good. 6 is the next up on the list, yeah. Wait, hold up. The bot from the CSUF war. The girl that Jay didn't riz up. There's a lot of options here, guys. It's gotta be something we gotta think about. Literal drone in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Trying to think. Anyone else? Because otherwise we're just gonna throw some meme pics in here. One more time. We could throw Rumble just for being mentioned in here. Like legitimately, for being honest. Legitimately, I would put 6 in here. 6 also just for the influence. And you know what? Why not? Bo, KU, just everyone here, just for the mentions. Nice to that. Obviously, this is not official. We are not actually having a legitimate Hall of Fame anytime soon for College Mario Kart. But if we were to do a hypothetical one, that's what I think it would be for now. We'll see how this goes later on, though. Where's my thing? But for now, I think that's going to be it for today. fun stream though. We are allowing this because that's how my team is. But yeah, you should guys. I should follow Andrew though. Also follow basically everyone here. Been great though. I think it's been a good stream. We'll catch up next week. Go over some more results that happen. But for now, I think that's gonna be it for CK 101. Do want to give a quick raid. We're gonna raid Spoon because I do want to watch the rest of this match. It's gonna be such a good one, I think. So when that happens, have a good one, guys, and hope to see you guys next week for some more CK 101. Have a good night, guys.